30 eyes, 6 dog. She gon' fuck my bros, cause I know that she a big dog. I come from the low, but I'm standing at the tip. I got 30 some hoes, you at the crib making TikToks. Gon' blow like a 30 eyes, 6 dog. She gon' fuck my bros, cause I know that she a big dog. I come from the low, but I'm standing at the tip top. Lot of hoes to choose from, I ain't scared to lose one. Bitch, I've been a thought boy since I was reading Goosebumps. Standing on the block, I was testing out my new gun. Mix the off-white with the blue ones. I know I'll be alright when I'm going through some. Got some raw white if you wanna do some. Heard he tryna ball like me, no he got no funds. I got 30 some hoes, you at the crib making TikToks. Perky gon' blow like a 30.
Guys, it's Friday, and it's time for another episode of Just the Tip. We do have a special guest with us. He actually kicked it off with us. That's right.
I'm special.
Guys, I'm Josh.
Name's Monty, your friendly neighborhood jackass.
Yeah, baby.
And he's got his own parking spot.
Just because I'm a wide load doesn't mean you have to say.
I was talking about your special. Anyways, I'm King Benjamin Cage. We're sharing a mic. So.
Yeah, it looks like good levels. Looks like good levels. All right, guys, today we're going to touch on a few different topics from technology through the Israel-Iran conflict that's currently going on. And we're just going to kind of give you our thoughts and our opinions on stuff. So if this is your first time on Just the Tip, get tippy with it, and let's get weird. So the first topic we're going to end up sharing with you is going to be Fantastic Four, new movie coming out. So I'm going to share a screen with you. All right. So King, why don't you tell them a little bit about this?
For $80, you can get Galactus' cranium and fill it with whatever the fuck you want. Preferably popcorn at the movie theater.
That's what it says, yeah.
Yeah, but for $80, like, one, your movie's probably not going to do as good as you want it to do. They should never call it First Steps when this is their third fucking crack, fourth technical crack at it.
Yeah.
In the cinematic universe, not just Disney, but this is Disney's first crack at it. You know, gender swap the, NORAD into his girlfriend, which was fucking stupid. You got, what's his name? Pedro Ziegler, Rachel Pascal, fucking Pedro Pascal.
There you go.
Political suicide is what I was getting at with there, but like you got him as Reed Richards, and I'm not fucking buying it. The only selling point is the appearance of Franklin Richards and Galactus, but like for $80, I want more development, bro. I want more like this shit better be fucking painted pristine because it's just basically one hue of purple.
Yeah, it looks
blue eyes and some 3D ass printed face. Like
Yep.
$80 fucking dollars.
Personally, I find it a little creepy, the way it is.
If you want to buy it and make it a glory hole, by all fucking means.
Yeah.
So.
Soft silicone lips right there.
And it's already got the handles.
But there's no exactly. It already does, bro. We're handlebar.
Oh, shit.
I'm just saying, I haven't ridden a bike in a long time, but they say you never forget.
Yeah.
If you could wear that, that might be a selling point for it, but you can't. You can only put stuff in there.
If they changed it to where instead of the holes on top, to the holes on the bottom, so you can put the popcorn in it that way, or wear it, either way,
Yeah.
I would probably go for something like that. Make it more of a mask.
Yeah, if it was a wearable.
Like $80 for that, like, sure.
Man. I'm vibing with it.
Yeah.
I'm a huge collector, but for $80, like $50 is somewhat doable.
Yeah, guys.
It would kind of like have me on the fence going, okay, you know what, I might get that. That might not be a bad thing. But $80? No fucking way. You know what I paid for this Dr. Doom helmet out?
Hold on, we're going to show you that helmet.
Here's
There we go. There we go. Oh, look at that.
Hell yeah.
I paid $60 to have this fucking custom made.
Oh, you got that custom.
Yeah, it's custom.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, just gotta get you a green cloak. And
Well,
Anyways, parade is hot on this
it's
motherfucker.
right behind me.
it is.
I'm special.
His hair's caught.
That hurt. But yeah, like for $80. Don't
Yeah.
buy that.
Come on. And the only thing that's different about this than the Moana one that they sold for $30 is the fact that the eyes glow.
Really?
Yeah. LED.
$50? No.
Yeah.
Someone with your artistic ability could probably make that. Dude, call it 20.
Josh's
could.
cosplays are 1,000 times better than this. This is
You
so
make your
pure.
Halloween costume.
All of them. Yeah, I've made them for like the last 10 years.
The statue that's behind Josh is a Sideshow Collectibles Galactus. That
Right
was
there.
like $1,200. That's a very expensive nightlight.
And it's way bigger than it even looks in this
the
fucking picture.
The detail on it
2
is
feet tall.
Yeah.
it's over 2 feet tall. That thing is fucking that's overly detailed, sound, good quality shit.
But you can't put your popcorn in it.
Yeah, no, but you can stand making popcorn.
Yeah.
It'd probably be puree. That thing's heavy.
Speaking of popcorn, do you guys like Skinny Pop?
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I don't really like Skinny Pop because the reason why it's less calories is just because they don't add a bunch of flavor into it. And to me, popcorn without flavor is like a stripper without tits. It's not worth getting it stuck in your teeth.
Yeah.
But why would you?
That's fair enough.
Girls are like rocks. If they're flat, you skip them. Anyways.
And if they're big rocks, you don't bother throwing your back out trying to pick them up.
Just move on.
Alright.
All right. So next topic. This one is about, and we're gonna bring up the screen for you in a second. But this one is about the console that just launched on the 5th of this month. I'm gonna share our screen.
Note to self: don't put on cosplay helmets when braided hair.
And I'll take it right out. I don't know if my head would fit in that
Does it
without
still look
braiding my
like it's
hair.
in? I mean,
Oh, nothing looks like it pulled.
Alright, good. Because there's a hell of a lot of product in there.
Yeah, nothing looks like it pulled. We still
His
fresh.
extensions came out.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
This hair tonight.
Dude, I said not to get distracted, we are going to flip it over to him, because I said I want my fucking hair done that way, straight down the middle like the Viking look. Hell yeah.
So yours is pretty long right now.
Oh, dude, this shit is obscene.
That's the homie from the Mountain Dew commercial.
Yeah, like when he pulled this up, like look at that shit.
Motherfucker got 9 pounds of hair.
At least.
Put that shit on a meat scale.
At least, dude. And half of it's missing.
I know,
Wow.
I know so many girls that are jealous of your hair right now.
Oh, I use my wife's purple product. It's awesome. No, that pisses her off. Sorry about that.
I'm not sure what exactly you're talking about.
Oh, well, I knew it was just
Some woman's hair product.
and they'll know what it is, but I don't know. She uses this purple shampoo and purple toner that's like $70 a bottle. And she's like, "Why does your hair look so good?" I'm like, "I found this purple stuff in the shower." You didn't. I didn't, but
I woke up like this.
yep.
I always
For
get
sure.
confused when I'm in the hygiene department at the store because it's just a million bottles of stuff. They all got their own. This has this, and I have no idea what any of it means.
I don't either, and I have long hair.
It's like, does it get the dirt and debris off me?
I use Head and Shoulders, and I use a conditioner,
Yeah.
and then we got that.
Speaking of which,
But
hygiene needs to be a thing for a lot of people. A lot of people need to say hygiene. Still,
Yeah, they do.
2025, like I should not be walking into a store and smelling your ass.
they should be friends with
Or
jeans.
smelling your fucking armpits. Like, so.
Yeah.
For me, that was the thing that surprised me most about, we'll call them the vid days.
The
I
vids.
don't know if we
Yeah.
can say the full word.
Yeah,
Without
We don't know.
platform getting all
COVID.
uppity. But for me, it was the fact that so many people were complaining about having to wash their hands. You weren't already doing that?
Yeah.
You weren't already washing your
I have
hands?
to do that?
Not.
Do you?
That's how it all started.
What got it for me is the fucking people that like smelled terribly. Their hygiene was dog shit, and they wore the mask habitually in fear. Like the only thing you need to fear is your fucking cholesterol.
Yeah.
Like stop eating like shit, take a bath, go to the fucking Delta Sonic, run through the car wash about 3-4 times.
Yep.
And I don't even mean like walk through. I need you to run through it. It just takes your fucking heart rate up.
Just make sure you choose the premium one. That way they give you that good scented smell at the end when you're getting out.
Get the undercarriage going.
Yep. You
Put
gotta
a little underspray to really get in the crevices.
scrub them down.
Right.
But guys, back to this topic. We are everywhere. But this topic is the Nintendo Switch. So King and I and Monty and I were also just discussing what was going on in the video game world. I actually own 3 of these, so I'm part of the reason for this.
3 fucking Switch 2s?
Yes.
That's expensive.
No, that's classic.
3 Switch 2s?
Well,
that's
I
$1,500.
bought one for the wife, and then one was for me, and my son actually saved since last September to be able to afford one. And he literally made it by like 3 days. And I told him he's got to have it, because I'm like, I'm not fronting it for you. He did a great job, but I love the thing so far. There are some things that are still lacking that they need to do, especially like tell you what games are coming. But hardware-wise, man, especially if you are used to PC or anything, probably the coolest thing is the fact that both of these controllers are mice. And I can take the one, set it down, and I'm now playing a keyboard and mouse shooter on my Switch.
So for someone like me who doesn't game very much, what's the real difference between the 2 and the 1?
Processing power. Ability, main thing would be RAM. So the ability to do more processes in one point. The other one was essentially a PS3 that was upscaled, the Switch was. This is on scale to run against like the Xbox Series S and everything. So it is just a lot more horsepower, and that now in today's thing or gaming market, that means a lot. So like a game like Elden Ring or Baldur's Gate 3 could have never ran on the Switch, even graphically, just because it didn't have enough RAM.
Well, even Pokemon, the new ones that were
Oh,
technically open world,
we're awful
they were
on
awful on there.
Yep, that had nothing to do with the hardware, though. That had to do with lazy programming.
Was that the game itself? Because I
Yep.
saw, it's like, I like the Pokemon games every couple of years. I spend the
Same game every couple
Oh, it
years.
is. It's the same game.
Yeah, but it's just I know what I'm getting and
Yeah.
I enjoy it, and I don't mind spending $60 every 2 years. Although now it's $80.
Yep.
And then Power World came out, in which you will never ever see on the Nintendo Switch, I don't think.
I'm surprised they never went crazy after that.
Well, the Pokemon, they actually, it took a while, but they actually, I think they went after them legally because I don't know, then you would have to go after Digimon and all these other
Right.
things and stuff like that, but like, Power World made a game the Pokemon players were fucking waiting for forever.
Yeah.
They were like, dude, like, you Pokemon better than Pokemon did.
Right.
Because it got, like, the gun aspect, and, like, it was just... I still haven't yet to play it, but I watched gameplay of it, and it does look fucking fun. But it's just, it's a grind. It's a time-consuming game. A lot of those I don't have the time to develop. I guess I do. I just don't want to.
Yeah.
You know
From
what I
what
mean?
I've seen, it's kind of like what Digimon should have been, where like the great like what Digimon was just like, oh, they digivolved to all these crazy things, all
Yeah,
this military
almost
stuff,
mecha.
and
Yep.
mechas. And it's like now you can like you never actually got to do that in the Digimon games, where and they just kind of that's what kind of Power World seemed to be trying to do.
To actually do it, yeah.
But what Pokemon was doing is they sued Power World because a lot of their characters looked incredibly similar to Pokemon.
Yeah, I saw that
characters.
too.
But basically, the judges ruled that you can get inspiration, but it's not the same exact thing.
Yeah.
If we do this, it sets a bad precedent to where, because if you look at all the media these days, like any media, the storylines are basically the same. It's the same
Oh, yeah.
structure. The characters are basically it's the same structure. You know, there's minute differences that people like, and they go, like Marvel versus DC.
Yep.
How many clone superheroes are there?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, there's so much of that already in video games. That's why I didn't know that they even tried to go after them. But there's so many IPs that everything's been a copy of that it's just the way it is.
there's no new ideas, only better execution.
Yeah, look at Harry Potter. It's Star Wars with sticks.
Right.
Hey,
much.
hey, the stick has to choose you.
Oh,
The
sorry.
stick chooses you.
My take on
So like
the
my
Xbox
midichlorians, like the Force chose me.
They made that mechanical, by the way.
I was thinking more like 155 at the bar on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Sorry, the stick chose you.
I have a sour taste in my mouth from the Switch 2 thing because, well, like
I do because of game price.
the game price, 1, 2. I am a huge amiibo collector. I have an
Oh, that was
extensive-
so dumb move.
extensive fucking amiibo
Yep,
collection.
me
Not
too.
down here, it's upstairs. I can't fit everything down here. But I went and I saw like all the amiibos, and I'm thinking, okay, they're a little bit bigger. There might be a little more. They're probably like $25. And I was like giving every one of those. And I went up to the counter and I saw them scan the first one and popped up at 40. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Was that Target too?
No, that was GameStop.
GameStop.
$40 for a motherfucking amiibo. I'm like, hell no. Like, no, fuck that. I don't want them now.
Do you remember when they first came out? They were $15, which was the perfect price because they are
They're
very
still hollow
detailed.
around that area. They're a little bit more in size, but like, I am not paying.
Yeah.
Like, I would go buy a PVC statue for like fucking $50-$60 rather than get like some fucking amiibo that. Like,
That's 4 inches tall at best.
No way. No fucking way.
At best, and the fact, well, they're supposed to be. That's why I asked if it was Target, because they're supposed to all be $30 at retail, which is doubled the price of when they came out originally.
Unless they're pre-priced,
MSRP is just a suggestion. That's what
charge whatever
suggested
they
price.
want, Unless in the price is on the actual packaging itself, and then there's some. Those kinds of products, like for example, the Arizona iced tea.
Yeah,
like
99 cents printed on it.
Yeah.
Well, now it's probably more than that.
Yeah, well, contractually, people have to charge that, or they pull the product.
Yeah.
So MSRP versus prepackaged pricing, it's different.
Yeah.
So you're right; they probably should only be 25, but places like GameStop and Target, where
I have always done premiums, $5 extra on this, $5 extra on
I
that.
also think, and I'm spoiler alert, I'm going to trick motherfuckers. You already got 3 of them, so I feel for you. But in another year or two, they will release the OLED version.
Oh,
of
they
this.
will. They will.
And then it's going to get everybody to buy the same system twice.
Yep.
For you, 4, 5, maybe 6
At
times.
least I
Then
had
you'll have
6
the
switches.
Switch 12.
So
Yeah, I'm not on board. I'm not getting it.
anyway.
OLED is organic light emitting diode, so the backlight actually doesn't cost as much battery taxation. So your battery life almost doubles from an LCD. An LCD gives you more truer, vibrant colors than an OLED can. However, it will not show as deep blacks and as deep whites or as bright whites as OLED would. OLED is also able to bend.
Okay, so
The main difference?
is it worse?
No. Especially if you see the screen on this one, you don't even know that it's LCD when you're holding it because it uses HDR or high dynamic range of colors. So they did a very good job. And colors are a lot truer with an LCD than they are in OLED. It is cheaper, about $5 to produce than an OLED screen.
Yeah, it's like leaded or unleaded gas.
Yeah.
Or ethanol or non
87 or 89.
Yeah.
So you get a little bit of better performance out of one, mainly battery.
Right.
Mainly battery.
So unless you're a hardcore gamer or you travel, these
They'll probably make it bigger. They'll do some little simple nuance because that's the one thing Nintendo is always fucking doing
I
is
think they're going to
hardware revisions.
They're going to fly. They're flying too close to the sun on the price points here, and I think that's what they're going to lose people. Because if I want.
You want the same demographic, it's a lot harder for little Jimmy to get a
Right.
$450
When I go to a place
console.
like, and then you're gonna have all these games that they're buying. They have in-game content that you have to purchase too. So how much money are you willing to throw at one game?
That's the entire video game market itself.
Right, but like I'm gonna go drop $80, and then if you want this edition, it's gonna be this much more.
Oh my God,
You're
yeah.
just throwing all.
Yep.
It's no fucking.
There's certain games that you can almost pay as much as the fucking console too now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the new Destiny pack I just downloaded. It was $100. I got the basic one, and it's just kind of like Bungie kicking the can down the road because I believe they have to produce so much for Sony because of their contract, and like they just did a marathon game that looks so basic. It looks like a fucking PS3 game at best. And it's not going to do well. But like, so they put out this new expansion pack, and when they put out this new expansion pack, you got like Darth Vader skin, Kylo Ren skin, Grievous skin, and some other Stormtrooper shit. So I was like, oh shit, I'll get a fucking Darth Vader skin,
Yeah.
and then colorize it out, with my own color palette, and that would be pretty fucking cool. And come to find out after I download it, you get a bunch of dungeons and all these other maps and weapons and stuff like that. So like, it's not just about why I did it for the skins, but the skins was a selling point for me. And then come to find out, you can only equip those certain skins on certain characters. So like my Warlock, I can only use Kylo Ren, and I fucking hate Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Like Kylo Ren should not even exist in Star Wars lore. And then Darth Vader can only be used on a Titan. So you should be able to use them universally.
Yeah.
But if not, you would think that anybody that was Force sensitive would associate with a Warlock. Because the Warlock's powers on Destiny, like they could shoot lightning and
that's what it
fire
would
out of
be.
their hands and shit like that. You figure that would, but no, I had to put on a fucking Kylo Ren suit.
That's weird because just the skin can be dropped on any model.
Right.
Yeah, it's just a
Fortnite
Fucking
proved
dumb.
it.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I'm glad I'm not an avid gamer anymore.
Yeah,
It's like when I was a kid, loved playing video games. PS3, Xbox,
Yep.
Game Boy, I had all of them. And I just started, like, once it started being everything more PvP, like, I hate PvP because for me, video games were always meant to be relaxing.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to spend 3-4 hours a day practicing just to
To compete.
I hate
And
Me too.
and if I don't use the meta-specific team, it's like, okay, why am I spending this money and this time
Yep.
being forced to do it this one way
Yep.
when I could just relax and...
I've never been big into that stuff. I've always loved couch co-op so much better. Like when you're the old days of playing GoldenEye and Perfect Dark.
Well, that's different because the social interaction.
Yeah, because you're actually there with your friend and I can punch Kyle when he kills me.
Yeah, when it's a random person online that
Right.
you don't know.
No, yeah, I don't like PvP. I don't even
Yep.
play that on fucking Destiny. I do like campaigns with people and shit like that. I'll get up with the homies and Taz and Dylan and Dorsey and stuff, and we'll do campaigns or dungeons. But I never do the PvP because there's people out there that do it. They have that's all they do.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna spawn and get murked the moment. Like I'm gonna go through all 25 of my fucking PlayStation 5 controllers. So
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and the only person that has to pay for those is you. Not the little bastard online, you know?
There's no story or anything to really immerse yourself in. That's
Nope.
like, I always liked RPGs, and because you can, like, yeah, you have to do some grinding, but then you get through the story, you get some payoffs, and it's just more fun to me.
Yeah. I've always liked adventure games more.
Speaking of grinding, let's move on to our next topic.
Oof.
Leave Grinder alone.
This next big.
Right now.
Oh, well, that's not it.
What is going on? Look at the cornrows.
Oh, that wasn't up on the screen. They couldn't see the cornrows. So next one is probably the biggest world topic that we could be having right now, and this one is the Iran-Israel conflict that is going on right now.
Did anybody see the interview with Tucker Carlson and Ted Cruz?
No.
Ted Cruz is
He's the Zodiac killer, right?
he's a fucking idiot. I'm sorry. I mean, there were some parts in that thing, like, where the interview. Yeah, if I had access to actually watch these goddamn videos. But Tucker also said, like, if they're threatening Trump, then why don't we just nuke him? And I'm just like, why would we nuke somebody for threatening somebody? Like that's a disproportionate response. But more like I'm gonna go like there were dumb moments for Tucker Carlson, but there were way dumb moments, so many dumb moments for fucking Rubio. Not Rubio. What the fuck's his name? Ted Cruz.
Yeah.
He asked him. He's like, what's the population of Iran? And Ted Cruz is like, I don't know. And he's like, you don't know the population of the country you're trying to topple. He goes, I don't know. What is it? And he's like 92 million. And then he's like, what is the layout of the sex of people, not the sex, but the sect, like the little fucking cults that they follow. Yep. What is the ratio of that? And he didn't know that. Like, he just asked all these questions. Like, so you're trying to like overthrow a government, you have no idea anything of the landscape about it. Like, but it was so fucking cringe. But I'm telling you, man.
Well, that just sounds like something a politician would say.
Yeah, but the way Trump is just going, like, it's like he's like they can't have nukes and like the intervention, this, that, and the other thing. And you notice anybody that like fucking we said this off air, and I said that like all these people that like Tucker Carlson, Elon Musk, all these people were like help Trump get notoriety back and get put into this position possibly. I am on the
Well, yeah, they've got a poll,
right.
So they do.
Well, I'm on the side of presidents are selected, not elected. I said this in previous podcasts before the election. I said, dude, they need him to win. Trump's not going away. The left needs their boogeyman. He's going to win. Said that. And wow, how profound was I?
I mean, speaking of selected, not elected, though, like, the Democrats just did it right in front of everybody.
Right.
Hey,
But
instead of having a primary and it's like, hey, we can delay stuff 2 weeks.
We gave
and have a
you
primary.
your primary.
But these people are fucking, they gaslight at every corner, and they only use these talking points when they suit their agenda.
Yep.
And then they will shit on that talking point in the very next, I don't know.
See, this is why I just don't bother
Ideal.
keeping up with all of the stuff because at the end of the day, I control what I can control in my own life, and when something really big happens, I can't do anything to change it. I just have to vote for what I think is best and make the adjustments I need to do. It's just undue stress for me. Like it's just all fear porn and fear mongering,
exactly.
and they're evil. No, they're evil, and it's like
which that's just perspective, anyways.
It's undue stress that I don't need in my life.
No, it's just I get it. It is that, but it's also good to pay attention to. So you gotta
when something like
appropriate
this,
when you follow something. You don't have to get that like fucking worrisome about it, or but you got to get worried when you kind of see shit like this at the same time.
Well, that's the thing. Something big like this, I will.
But in that interview,
come across and I'll look at it.
In that interview, Ted Cruz's little crutch was, in the Bible it says this, that, and the other thing. So now we're putting another cult inside of another cult.
Yeah.
The Bible says we protect Jerusalem, and Israel, the land of Israel. Well, the Bible was created allegedly thousands of years ago, and Israel did not become a thing until 1948. So which Israel are we talking about?
Right.
Well, he's probably
Talking about Zion. Where are you?
Right.
He's probably just referring to the general area. Although, from what it sounds like, in that whole interview, I wouldn't take anything seriously from him because he just didn't know what he was talking about on the other stuff. Like, I don't know enough about the geopolitical history of the area.
This country's been doing this.
That's what literally I was about to say.
years,
This
man.
has not, and I have going back to South Park with Team America. You ever seen it?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it.
It's made with puppets, and the movie is called
I know the movie.
Team America World Police. That is literally us. Just like here, you see Putin telling Trump not to use nuclear weapons.
That's a little surprising.
Right, but what's funny too is the fact that basically they said that we would turn it into a wider conflict over there, and it would just be catastrophic. It is also a little ironic that we're saying don't have a nuke or we're going to use a nuke.
Well, it's a lot of stick waving.
Yeah.
So
because the moment one person launches a nuke, everybody retaliates.
Well, not only that, dude. Like the fallout from that shit. Anybody that's surrounding that is going to and it's going to travel
For generations too.
The world will end. If,
Nuclear strikes.
I think it takes 7 nukes to kill all life instantly, but you don't need 7 of them to eventually end up at that point either.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And back
Like
in
you said,
1953, we did the same thing. We fucked Iran up and put in a puppet regime, and then they got overthrown. So we've done this before.
Yep.
And it's I don't know, man. What the fuck? Y'all voted for an anti-war president, and hopefully he keeps his nose out of it. And I don't even think we should be funding these motherfuckers.
We shouldn't.
We've always been
be.
Israel's bitches.
Which
So
I just don't understand why. Like I said, I don't know enough about the history.
Yeah.
Other than they've been constantly fighting for years and years. And I think the main issue with this conflict is that it comes down to the fact that you can't actually prove who's right or wrong.
Yeah, because it's
a
religious. Yep.
Religious thing.
Yeah.
Now, personally, I'm just like, if you read any of the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, it's like none of them say to just go start killing people. But some groups interpreted it like that.
Yep.
Because all of these talk about a benevolent God who wants you to seek salvation, and there's stuff in there, you defend yourself, all that, there's exceptions, but it just seems contradictory, but some people interpret it as, we're just going to go kill anyone that's not us.
I think what it is you take these little books, these books of parables, if you will, from different religions, and then you have these people that are, your leaders, so to speak, elected officials, or maybe sometimes not even elected officials, as I spoke of before, and they go out there and they back that and use that for their platform to get shit created, and whether it be animosity or conflict, because those things generate revenue. So media is out there to generate fear, consent, and revenue.
Yep.
All 3 of those things, and they do a phenomenal fucking job of doing it because people are fucking retarded. I'm not on, any bullshit when I say that, because that's real. Like, and people buy it hook, line,
Yep.
and sinker. You had a bunch of people about a week ago, like, taking to the streets saying no kings. But you said no kings, but when your king was in charge, you weren't out there when he was doing the same shit that this king's doing.
If you had a king, you actually also wouldn't even be able to say no kings, people.
But also, here's the thing: it's not the king thing. It's the fact that, like we said before, you say no kings, and yet you never had a primary. That just seems weird to me.
That seems kingish.
Yeah.
That's
You
weird
just
to me.
you anointed an empty vessel.
Yeah, that seems very, very going back to a hierarchy of. Here we go in the UK with this is my successor to the throne.
Right.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see where this fucking goes.
Yeah.
I just hope there's no U.S. involvement, because, like, we need to keep our nose clean.
I hope it doesn't go into a nuclear fallout. But
I mean, at this point, I'm here
that
for
wouldn't
it.
be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know
Oh,
if that would be
God
interesting.
damn it, anyways. How many days are there of this shit?
Yeah, how many are left?
I'm gonna be hitting the old dusty trail soon. Eh?
We're sitting here fucking up the comic book industry with movies and being politically correct with everything. Like, God, maybe we do
Ooh.
need a reset.
You know what? You know what would help with
Teasing.
that? You know what would help with that? Starting some kind of new order.
Yeah, a new, almost like a new world order, but not
Close.
new.
Something a
Maybe
little.
Maybe
more,
a moist order.
Something
how
a
about
little more moist.
A very
something
moist
damp,
order.
a little bit more than damp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that way nothing's on fire from
Saturated,
Right.
not too saturated, but, like,
You know, just a little.
very, very
So,
moist.
guys, if you feel like joining the newly coined Moist World Order, it's
Yep.
right there.
There it is. There the fuck it is,
So-
baby. We got the swimsuit. 'Cause
Yeah.
It is that type of season. Yeah.
Is that gonna be big enough for me?
Maybe Old Monty.
Let's
Definitely put
see
some
here.
cups in there.
What we got? Oh,
Oh, damn, yeah.
we got it all.
We got Lizzo size to Optimus Prize size.
You go from convexed or concave
Basically,
to extremely convex.
Basically, if you have no boobs, we will send you two band-aids,
We'll send you to.
two band-aids for your areolas with
we
MWO
might-
on it.
We might have to have a special order for those where you get the silicone implants, but you have to install it yourself.
No, we got the
Look how sweet that logo turned out, though.
Yes. Thank you, Vanessa, for all your hard work on that.
Yes, thank you.
But the view, the sizing, this goes up to big boy sizes. I got a lot of big people
Yep.
in my entourage. Right there. 4X is as big as it gets.
4X is as big as I get in
Alright,
tees.
so anybody's a 5X or a 6X, y'all need to lose some weight to buy that shirt.
Or just stretch it.
You can give me a call and get my boot camp
the
for
hoodie.
that.
There is a
Under
new
Armour.
premium hoodie that the
Yes.
Streamlabs just gave us as an option too, and this one does look sweet. I'll bet they are very expensive, but man, that's fucking nice.
That's that bougie shit right there. That's them extreme moisture.
That's right.
Precipitation.
This one's got a forecast.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, you got some polyester in there.
Yeah.
It'll wick away all
But for the
moisture.
people that are not as bougie, we do have the more affordable hoodies over there. And
Yeah,
then
$30 for a hoodie is a great price
yeah,
still.
that's fucking smacking right there. And then we have the beaters over here.
Yep. Couple colors for you too, along with our overall color scheme of our stream. We also have
So do the wives come with the beaters?
the black ones.
I do not condone domestic violence. That was just a joke. Meant to elicit a reaction. It was meant to elicit a reaction and in no way supports or reflects on my views as a person.
There we go.
my God.
It does not.
Yeah, we
But
do have the old school merch too, like the pronoun.
tons of it on there,
I
guys.
wear that to Crunch and Planet, and people fucking love it. I remember I walked into Walmart wearing that, and I had my fucking sunglasses on my head, and I had my shoes that matched the shirt. And this lady with like fucking half pink, half green hair working there just looked at me, and she was trying to figure out if I was an ally or not. And she's like, is he on our side or is he ripping on us? have
Should
no
I be
idea.
mad at him or should
So
I give him a high
I
five?
can't even. Damn.
To be fair, they're always confused anyway.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Should we be mad at they them or not?
But yeah,
Yeah, she
that's-
assumed your gender.
Yeah.
That's a no-no.
tons of different product on here though, guys, and anything you do buy just helps us support the stream a little bit more. So go on there and check it out. That's streamlabs.com/justthetip2024 will take you straight to this merch page.
Yeah.
Before we do head out, though, since we do have our special guest with us, Monty.
Ice special.
Yeah. So we wanted to give him a chance to actually show what he's been working on, what he's been doing.
You
so
will
we're gonna
see him
screen
naked in a
cap.
minute.
That's right.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, I don't do that for free anymore.
Yeah, this is an exclusive right here, baby. You will see some shit.
Go ahead and run us through, man.
Well, now I'm trying to think of what to show. Like, I don't want to get naked, but all right, screw it.
You can open up an OnlySans page.
Only Sans.
Yeah.
Hey,
Because
hey,
it's Middle Eastern.
hey.
Get it? OnlySans.
I love this country because when I wake up every morning, I don't have to dust the sand out of my ass crack.
Amen.
Okay? Do you know how many dustbusters I would go through if I was living in a sand
Oh,
dune?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's not the kind of suction I need in my life.
we rip on all stereotypes here. He
We do.
did own his own fucking store before, too.
Yeah, I always say, like, I'm not racist, I'm just offensive.
Wow.
Everybody could get it, kind of like how the left feels on a Diddy party.
Yeah, hey, anybody could. Anybody could.
But it's Muhammad.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, sorry.
This is why we can never get anything done.
That's
I'm
true.
the god of atheism. So can we go? We'll do that. And King Benjamin Cade, god of atheists. I like it, dude. That's a magic card right there.
It's an oxymoron, and if it's
Exactly. It's exactly. It's kind of like me wearing a pronoun shirt up to the pronouns. Like, is he getting ally or is he ripping?
Right. Which one?
Is he throwing shade?
maybe I should
I respect
ask,
either
but
one.
in our community, it's inappropriate to ask. I gotta wait till they scream it at me.
Yeah, you do. Until they get loud. Yeah, run us through this, man.
All right, so I am a trainer. I have my own health and fitness company. A year ago, I got into a car accident that it messed me up pretty bad. If you want to scroll down
Yep.
here. So before that, I went and lost 50 pounds. There's my transformation there.
Boom.
Unfortunately, after the car accident, I've spent the last year having to focus on rehab.
Got the same shirt on.
It's called brand awareness.
Are you wearing the same hat? Is that a different hat?
It's called brand awareness.
There we go.
It's an Under Armour hat too.
It's called brand association. I actually am smart on some things. Anyway, so as you can see, I'm not quite how I look in the picture there because I gained a bunch of weight back.
We had to reinforce these monitor stands to upload this photo, by the way.
You see this guy?
Okay. I'm sorry you had to pay an extra 25% for the steel, but it's not the issue we're talking
You got them.
about
Let
right
me.
now.
You got them. Let me see cups.
We gotta play Usher.
Oh
Let me
my
see.
God.
Let me see. Can they see the dancing? Can they see the dancing?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, okay. So, long story short, I'm working on losing 30 pounds so I can get back to that and actually get back to being better than that and get some abs. So I'm hosting a 6-week boot camp that's going to have $1,000 in cash prizes at the very end. So I'm looking for 10 guys that are looking to lose at a minimum 30 pounds to join me.
Does that have to be guys?
Yeah, this is for guys because when it comes to weight loss, it's just not
Tailored
fair.
to that.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
just not fair to have guys and girls in one thing because we can talk about the physiological differences, but that's going to be some tangents.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh my.
But so I'm looking for 10 guys who want to join this boot camp. We're going to be doing 3 group workouts every week. Every week we'll have competitions, and we'll have smaller prizes that are still fun. And at the end of the 6 weeks, there's going to be a point system. At the end of the 6 weeks, the top 2 point getters will then be able to win $700 for the first place and $300 for the second place.
Awesome.
And the best part is, the more popular you are, the better your chances are winning, because we're going to let social media decide which one of the 2 people win at the very end. So even if you don't end up being able to compete, you can still be a part of it. So tell everyone you know. You can go onto the website, limitbreakerfitness.com, and I have an entry form there. Enter, and then we'll randomly pick 10 people to join, and everyone else, we might do it again. So if this goes well,
Yeah,
all the
man.
official rules are right there, and this is just a way for me to, quite frankly, advertise my business, and also help people get kickstarted in case they're not really sure where to start.
Yeah.
when they're trying to lose weight, because if you ever go online
So
and
entries
Google
close
it,
on the 9th.
yeah, entries do close on the 9th. The contest starts on July 14th, 2025.
Whoa.
So we got a few weeks to get the entries in, and just tell as many people as you can, because, and I'm gonna just be straight up. If this goes well, we'll do it again with a bigger prize next
Yeah.
time, and if that goes well, we'll do it a third time with a bigger prize at that point.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, winning money is always a motivator, and then like some people want to lose weight, so it's a
Your
it's
health,
a double
yeah.
win, man.
Yeah.
It's a double win. You can go out and like get a chance at winning some cash, and then
Make some friends.
No, but no, I was ripping on Monty's shit, you know, with his picture and stuff like that. But no, like I see this guy. This dude's very knowledgeable. I
Yep.
see him in the gym, and if I'm doing something wrong, he comes corrects me.
not
like the form.
unsolicited though.
Right, no, he's very fucking knowledgeable about what he's doing, and you can see his journey. Like he
Yeah.
went,
If you want to click that,
like he went from a queen size down to a fucking twin. He looks great. He's doing a good thing, so he knows what he's
Oh,
doing.
we can't. We're not
Check
signed
him
in.
out.
I brought this up for you guys to see too, and I was hoping to be able to share some
Yeah,
of this.
show
'Cause-
one of your thingies.
well, I won't let us because you're not signed
Not
in.
those things.
But
you can on you can go to YouTube and check out. We can do one of my basic shorts. We go through .com/limitbreakerfitness.
okay.
So one thing I like to do is I don't gatekeep information, so I make videos very weekly to help people kind of figure out what's going on.
You can't just go to YouTube and search it out.
Yeah, maybe just search it right through YouTube.
Yeah, I'm going to. That's not on their screen.
Well, I know. I was just.
Oh, sorry. But so you know, a lot of my focus is on weight loss
There
and
we go.
injury
Yes.
recovery. So if you want to come down a little bit,
Oh, this is. I actually have watched some of your stuff. That I was just talking to him about this before you came, and I was saying how so much of your stuff is in line with how people are doing it today on Instagram. It looks no different than the most professional company out there. You did a great job.
yay! But yeah, if you want to pull up like the SOAS one right there.
This one?
Yeah, let them check
Are
it
you
out.
dealing with low back pain?
Keep
The
farting.
problem might not be the back, but the psoas. This muscle is used for hip flexion, but if it's tight, it can pull on the spine, causing low back pain. Here's how to check. Lie on the edge of a bench, pull one knee to your chest. If the opposite leg lifts up, that's a sign of a tight psoas muscle. To fix it, try the King Arthur stretch. Half kneel with one leg up, squeeze your glute, and gently lean forward. Hold for 20 seconds up to a full minute. After you stretched, it's time to strengthen it. Use a light band, lie on your back, brace your core, and pull your knee up. Hold for 5 seconds and aim for 3 sets of 10 on each leg. If this didn't fix your back pain, hit the link in the pinned comment for a free consultation, and we can work together to build you a custom plan. Are you dealing
Yep.
with low back
So
pain?
like, I see
The
you're using
problem
the
is-
bands there, and a lot of your stuff is. You were talking with me at the gym earlier today. That you do everything is pretty much like using your body. It doesn't even have to be a lot of weights or anything
Yep.
like that involved.
Yep.
That's not everything is for everybody, and some people don't like doing the weights thing. So that's another
Yep.
good route to take.
So that's kind of my thing is because I studied human physiology, I studied biomechanics, I've all this stuff. And I try to make it easy to understand for everyone.
Yep.
So that whether you want to work with me or you're just looking for something that's more of a quick fix, I have these videos, you can use them, or you can just come up, talk to me, ask what's going on, and you know we can figure out what a custom plan for you is. And that's the whole point of the boot camp is to help people come in, do these workouts and then start understanding where their limitations are. I can work with you to figure out, oh, you got knee pain? Let's figure out if it's a hip issue. Is it an ankle issue?
Yep.
Is it like what's going on with that? Because
It's usually a symptom of something else.
yeah,
Yep.
you
It's a
know,
referred pain.
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot. It's a lagging effect.
How did
But
Well, let's pause. There we go.
yeah, join the boot camp, win some cash, make some friends, and
Yeah.
spend time with me, which not many people like to do, except for these guys.
Hey.
No, I'm just kidding. I used to be very popular in high school.
But yeah, guys, some awesome stuff on here. I even did watch your one about hip stretching because I was just telling him too about how my hips were so locked. I think you were here when I started to say that too, where I couldn't even sit cross-legged. So much of this is just preventative maintenance because what he's showing you is great to get out of pain, but then you got to figure out the ways to continue to progress. And that's why I showed you the bands and stuff. Because so many people I tried the stretches. Well, you didn't follow through.
That's what I focus on is not putting a Band-Aid on the problem,
Yeah.
but figuring out why it's in there.
Yep, like going to a chiropractor. That's what I was doing. And then the chiropractor actually told me, he goes, as much as I like to keep taking your money, it's not skeletal. Yours is muscular. You have so much tension in your back.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you were going to a pretty good chiropractor because with chiropractic, if you have a good chiropractor, they'll work with you. They'll refer you to somebody.
That's what they did.
Therapy, things
Yep.
like that. There's a lot of quack chiropractors out
Oh,
there
there
that
are,
do
for
just
the
want
most
to take
part.
your
Yeah.
money.
Yep.
So I went to one time, and I couldn't move for like a week after. He goes, "Oh, it's because I got motion in there that you weren't used to." And it's like,
No.
yeah, she also threw your whole body weight at my low back. Like,
Right.
The chiropractor that I had was a very, very good friend of mine. He retired, unfortunately. He was like Dr. Bowles down the street here on West Grandview. But like if I had like a sinus infection or if I had a bowel obstruction, like he just knew the chemistry of the body and like where everything was connected in the body and how to like literally like Mr. Miyagi in Karate Kid and just fucking absolve you of it. And like finding somebody like that, like literally if I was like going to start a D&D campaign, he would be my cleric.
Yeah. Dude, that's how I feel about the dude that does my tension relief
I'm
therapy.
like, shit, man, back to being fucking sore again.
Yep.
But no, if you could ever find somebody like that. But again, motion is the lotion.
It
Stay
is.
moist.
I am somebody
Get with your boy
like
over
that.
here.
I am somebody like that.
Yep.
Because that's the thing is, I know when I spend money on something, especially when it's a service, I want it to work.
Yeah.
Like, I believe that you should be allowed to make as much money as you want. And the only rule is don't cheat people. Don't try to trick them into buying something. Don't try and use psychological manipulation. Just work on your product. Tell people about it.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Right.
If you do those,
Let it be
people will
result
like you,
based.
and- Yep.
Yep. Absolutely.
Anyway, not to get on technical business stuff. So we can talk about that for hours too.
Limit Breaker Fitness. Just a tip merch. You know. And don't buy that Galactus helmet.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Not even if you're not going to put popcorn and use it for other things. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Wait for it's discounted and sitting there.
Go on Amazon if you want it for if you want something for other stuff. There's better stuff out there.
Yes,
Better
there
stuff.
sure
Our
is.
Lord and Savior Jeff Bezos.
There sure is. Guys, that wraps up the topics we had for today. Thank you so much for joining us on Just the Tip. Monty, you have anything for him?
Well, I'll leave you all with this one final thought.
Oh boy.
Remember, if she's over 250 and still has a gag reflex, that's a problem. They're only supposed to be good at one thing at that point, and if they're not good at it, it's like a basketball player who can't shoot a free throw. Why are you even there?
All right. King.
This coming from a former fat girl, man. I mean, yeah. All right.
They still jiggle a little when I brush my teeth, so...
Do not judge my podcast by my friends.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Don't do it.
It's all good. And if you're offended by what he said and you're overweight, go talk to him. He'll help you out.
Yeah, we got the
Exactly.
solutions.
That's a good business model. Rip them into shame, and then have them come join you.
Rip them into shame to rip them into shape.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna fat shame you into a six-pack. the way I'm
Shame.
doing
There
it
we
right
go,
now.
baby.
I,
We're gonna shame the weight off.
I yell at myself every morning. Look at those titties. Why are they still there? So you're just trying to brush my teeth.
Get 'em
but
gone.
they're jiggling. I know.
Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Until next time, stay moist.
See you later.
And we are
Face hurts me.
I got 30 some hoes, you at the crib making TikToks. Perky